In the heart of the Dehesa, the journey of the world's finest Ibérico pork begins with nature's own bounty. Each animal is carefully handled, ensuring the quality of the Ibérico pork remains uncompromised from the very first step. Stress-free transport is vital to preserving the delicate pH balance of the Ibérico pork muscle tissue. Efficiency meets tradition here at the Factory Systems Pro Ibérico Pork Processing Hub. Our team of specialists arrives, ready to oversee the transformation of the Ibérico pork. Security and hygiene protocols are the bedrock of our Ibérico pork quality control. Every entry point is designed to prevent contamination, shielding the Ibérico pork from external elements. Cleanliness is a ritual performed with precision before any contact with the Ibérico pork. Properly equipped, our craftsmen move into the heart of the Ibérico pork facility. Not a single speck of dust is allowed to enter the Ibérico pork processing zone. We enter the intake zone, where the scale of the Ibérico pork operation becomes truly apparent. Climate control is essential to maintain the structural integrity of the Ibérico pork fats. The automated arteries of Factory Systems Pro begin their work, ready for the Ibérico pork. Every single side of Ibérico pork is inspected to ensure it meets our elite standards. Precision technology monitors the Ibérico pork, ensuring safety at every millimeter.
The Ibérico pork undergoes a rigorous purification process to prepare the surface for curing.
Moisture is the enemy of quality. Every Ibérico pork side must be perfectly dry.
Exact measurements allow us to calibrate the salt ratio perfectly for each piece of Ibérico pork.
Advanced optics analyze the internal structure of the Ibérico pork without a single cut. Automated sorting ensures only the elite Ibérico pork follows the paths to premium aging. Even with high-tech sensors, the human touch remains vital to the Ibérico pork tradition. Refining the shape of the Ibérico pork is the first step in the craft of the master butcher. Full traceability is etched into every piece of Ibérico pork for lifetime verification.
Chemical balance is monitored to ensure the Ibérico pork ages gracefully over the coming years.
A brief period of stabilization prepares the Ibérico pork for the intensity of the salt. Transitioning to the salting phase, the Ibérico pork moves closer to its final transformation. Only the purest sea salt is used to preserve and flavor our Ibérico pork. Buried in a cold embrace, the Ibérico pork begins to lose moisture and gain character. Controlled pressure ensures the salt reaches the core of the Ibérico pork.
Uniformity in the racks guarantees that every Ibérico pork leg receives the same master treatment.
In the silence of the cold room, the Ibérico pork begins its long, transformative sleep.
Osmosis works its magic, drawing out water while the salt deeply seasons the Ibérico pork. Automation ensures that every Ibérico pork leg experiences the exact same environmental conditions. Washing away the excess salt is a delicate balance, preparing the Ibérico pork for the drying phase. Surface preparation is key to ensuring the Ibérico pork develops a perfect natural mold later. A protective layer of its own fat shields the Ibérico pork, allowing for a slow, even cure. Manual craftsmanship meets industrial scale as the Ibérico pork is prepared for the drying rooms. Each trolley represents months of work, moving the Ibérico pork toward its peak flavor.
Nature takes the lead in the secadero, where the Ibérico pork begins to react to the air.
Technology at Factory Systems Pro optimizes the Spanish breeze for the perfect Ibérico pork cure. As the temperature rises, the oleic acid in the Ibérico pork fat begins to permeate the muscle. The aroma of the Ibérico pork fat tells a story that no machine can fully translate. Beneficial microflora bloom on the Ibérico pork, creating a natural barrier and adding depth.
Maintaining the perfect humidity is a constant dance between the Ibérico pork and the environment.
Every second of the Ibérico pork's life is tracked, ensuring safety and excellence.
The Ibérico pork now descends into the darkness for its final, most important transformation.
Time is the final ingredient, as the Ibérico pork settles in for years of refinement. Deep within the bodega, the Ibérico pork undergoes its most profound chemical change. The controlled rise in temperature allows the Ibérico pork to breathe and release its internal oils. Science confirms what the palate knows. The Ibérico pork is reaching peak complexity. Traditional care ensures the Ibérico pork ages uniformly, preserving the texture from hoof to tip. The ecology of the cellar is a delicate balance, protecting the Ibérico pork throughout the years.
The human nose remains the ultimate judge of an Ibérico pork's readiness.
Notes of toasted nuts and sweet acorns. Each Ibérico pork leg is a unique fingerprint of the season it was born in.
The black label is the crown of the Ibérico pork, a symbol of absolute purity.
Modern technology peers into the heart of the Ibérico pork, ensuring perfection in every slice. The loss of weight is the gain of flavor. The essence of Ibérico pork is now concentrated.
Cleaning the rind unveils the character the Ibérico pork has developed over 3 years. A final polish brings out the aesthetic beauty of the world-renowned Ibérico pork. Every detail, from the cut to the curve, is scrutinized for the Factory Systems Pro standard. Even in the transformation stage, the anatomy of the Ibérico pork dictates the process. Skillful deboning prepares the Ibérico pork for modern, convenient consumption.
Vacuum stabilization ensures the structural integrity of the Ibérico pork for the final lines.
The transition from the traditional cellar to the automated future of Ibérico pork begins now.
Validated and verified, the Ibérico pork is ready for the precision of Phase 7.
Precision automation at Factory Systems Pro begins with laser-perfect alignment.
Ultrasonic technology preserves the cellular structure of the Ibérico pork fat during high-speed portioning.
Intelligent robotics ensure the Ibérico pork remains easy to serve for the end consumer.
Every slice of Ibérico pork is visually audited by AI to guarantee aesthetic perfection.
Exact weight is non-negotiable in the Factory Systems Pro Ibérico pork line.
The Ibérico pork is nestled into its final cradle, ready for long-term preservation.
Atmospheric control locks in the peak freshness of the Ibérico pork for months. A perfect seal is the final barrier protecting the Ibérico pork's legacy. Digital traceability is integrated into every individual pack of Ibérico pork. Efficiency in motion, the Ibérico pork ascends to the final stages of the process.
Safety is absolute. Nothing but pure Iberico pork leaves this facility. The packaging now reflects the elite status of the Iberico pork within.
Speed and precision converge to prepare the Iberico pork for global distribution.
Every case of Iberico pork is accounted for, ready for the final leg of the journey. Our high-tech systems handle the heavy lifting, ensuring the Iberico pork is secured for transport. Wrapped and ready, the Iberico pork is prepared to conquer the international market. Data and delicacy. The final Iberico pork package is now a part of the global grid. Before the final release, the Iberico pork is staged in our precision buffer, ensuring a seamless flow to the master finishers. We move now to the final precision checks, where nothing is left to chance.
For our most exclusive clients, the Iberico pork is still finished by the steady hand of a master.
True Iberico pork is defined by this marbling, the signature of the Acorn-fed heritage. Aesthetics match the quality, branding the Iberico pork as a masterpiece of culinary art. Packaging for the elite Iberico pork line is designed to be an experience in itself. Precision extends to the smallest portions, ensuring even a sample reflects the Iberico pork's soul. We capture the essence of the Dehesa forest to accompany the Iberico pork on its journey. The final touch is one of absolute cleanliness and pride in the Iberico pork brand.
Global compliance is handled with the same precision as the Iberico pork itself.
Advanced climate shielding technology creates an airtight barrier, protecting the Iberico pork from the variables of global travel.
Got it.
Verification is the final step before the Iberico pork faces its toughest critics in the lab.
Hygiene is maintained at every interval, ensuring the next batch of Iberico pork starts in a sterile environment. A small piece of the Iberico pork carries the data of its entire 3-year history. Visual perfection is the standard for every gram of Iberico pork we produce. Density is the hidden metric of quality in the world of elite Iberico pork.
Phase 8 concludes with a human seal of approval, making way for the final scientific validation.
The final stage of validation begins in the sterile precision of our central laboratory.
Chemical profiling confirms the purity of the acorn diet consumed by the Iberico pork. Safety is verified at the microscopic level, ensuring every Iberico pork serving is perfectly cured. We measure tenderness with mathematical certainty to maintain the Iberico pork's elite reputation. Precision moisture control is the secret to the Iberico pork's long-lasting shelf life. The perfect balance of salt is verified, ensuring the Iberico pork is never over-seasoned.
Scientific rigor ensures our Iberico pork remains as natural and clean as possible.
The final hurdle for the Iberico pork is the refined palates of our sensory masters.
Complexity and length of flavor are the hallmarks of a true Factory Systems Pro vintage. The fat is where the acorn's legacy lives, and it must be as sweet as the forest itself. Visual consistency ensures that every pack of Iberico pork looks as good as it tastes. With all benchmarks accepted, the batch of Iberico pork is officially released for packaging.
Transparency is absolute. The lineage of our Iberico pork is etched in code.
We simulate the journey before it begins, ensuring the Ibérico pork arrives in peak condition.
The science is complete. The Ibérico pork is now ready for the world.
Moving into the final phase, the journey of our Ibérico pork comes to its conclusion.
Precision storage at Factory Systems Pro preserves the Ibérico pork until the moment of departure. Every pallet of Ibérico pork is digitally mapped to its final destination across the globe. The cold chain remains unbroken as the Ibérico pork transitions to its mobile environment. Security and integrity are sealed into every shipment of our elite Ibérico pork. The journey of the Ibérico pork continues from our gates to the world's most exclusive tables. Our craftsmen take pride in knowing they have delivered the pinnacle of Ibérico pork. From the Spanish Dehesa to the global stage, the reach of our Ibérico pork is limitless.
And this is how modern factories produce Ibérico pork from start to finish.
Quality, tradition, technology.
This is the Factory Systems Pro standard.